Hey everybody, it's GoblinX, and welcome back to another premiere draft of Modern Horizons 3, and we have a really difficult pack one pick one here because both of these are cards that I love, that I have absolutely destroyed people with before. Psychic Frog is an incredible reason to be in the blue-black draw 3 archetype. It's just an excellent card by itself, and it makes it really easy to trigger all of those draw 3 things because you're drawing one extra card a turn, pretty much no matter what. Really easy to get the frog in. But Kozilek is a really fun top-end card for any Eldrazi ramp deck, and it's the kind of card you get to play with a little less often. We've only done Kozilek one time, and it was super sweet, but we have done Psychic Frog, I think like 3 times now. At least 2 for sure, so I'm going to go with the Kozilek here. They're both pretty narrow. This is only for Eldrazi, this is only for blue-black, but they're just so strong that you could take either of these very reasonably. Now for pick 2, we see no ramp to go with the Kozilek, which is pretty awkward. There's also just no good Eldrazi stuff in general. Quite a weak pack, honestly, for the most part. We probably just take Bountiful Landscape. This is all 3 of the main Eldrazi colors, so if we are green-blue or green-red, the 2 main color pairs that we would want to be, it's going to help us fix our mana, plus it provides us with colorless, which matters for some Eldrazi, so I think I like Landscape over Meddler here, which is the most decent Eldrazi in the pack. And yeah, there's really nothing strong enough to go anywhere else here. It's a pretty weak pack. Take the Landscape. Pick number 3, well, pick 3 Genku is something. I've never played Genku before, but I have played against Genku, and he's pretty good. 2/5 for 4, and whenever any non-token permanents you control leave the battlefield for any reason, you get to create a 2/2 with Vigilance, or a 1/2 with Flying, or a 1/1 with Lifelink. You can spend 5 mana to put a counter on all of your creatures. Just buff the whole board. Yeah, I mean, we could take Snapping Voidcraw here, or like Unfathomable Truths as solid Eldrazi ramp cards out of blue. But we could also stay a little open here and take Genku in case we get fully cut off of Eldrazi. Because there's some pretty excellent white cards here towards like a blue-white energy deck running a Genku as a bomb. I'll take Genku here. Yeah, no Eldrazi in this pack. Nothing that would go well with the Kozilek, but there's some great cards to go with Genku. Proud Pack Rhino can protect whatever your best permanent is with a shield counter, or it can proliferate for you. Pretty big fan of that. Battle Wagon's really nice in a dedicated energy deck, but it is also really narrow. It's really good in the kind of deck where almost every card in your deck produces energy. So I think I don't want to take it super early here, whereas the Proud Pack Rhino just fits into anything white, really. So I'm going to take that. Alright, yeah, pick 5 Volt Storm Angel and Riddlegate Gargoyle still, but no Eldrazi options. I'm pretty sad about that. We do have the Genku pushing us blue-white already, so we can probably take Gargoyle over the Volt Storm Angel, because if we're white, we're going to be blue-white, and you just have more room for 2 drops than 5 drops, and they're more hard to come by. I do think Volt Storm Angel is pretty dang strong, but Gargoyle is also just really good for the mana value. Obviously, Angel has a bigger impact on the game once you get to turn 5, but they both individually have like just equally solid value for their mana cost. And I think more cheap creatures is going to go better with Genku to make sure we're really flooding the board for the +1 counters. I don't know, this could be wrong, but I'm going to go Riddlegate here. Pick 6. No Eldrazi ramp goodies. Also no blue-white energy goodies. We just have some mediocre removal, Thraben Charm or Utter Insignificance here. Guess I've got 2 ways to modify creatures right now between the Rhino and the Genku, but that still doesn't seem good for Guardian of the Forgotten. I think I just take the Thraben Charm, the more flexible interaction there. Strix Serenade, what is this? This is just Swan Song, isn't it? Counter an artifact creature, Planeswalker. Controller gets a 2/2. Yeah, it's just Swan Song. That is not good in draft. Well, the Propane. Pretty great removal, pretty late. No ramp stuff. There is a landscape towards blue and white. Also help us splash black if we want. We've got 1 Thraben Charm for mediocre removal. I don't think I need Utter Insignificance that highly here. Take the landscape. And Demon Inferior is much better than Utter Insignificance on average. So we can take Demon Inferior for interaction here. Pretty empty packs now on the wheel here. Looks pretty bad for everybody. Pick 9, Aether Spike or Tempest Harvester. Not really into either of these. I'll go for the Aether Spike. In blue-white, we can run counter spells decently well. Have some other instants in the deck, like Thraben Charm. Sorry, Kozilek. Does not look like you're happening today. Pick 10, Dreadmask, Trawler. I mean, they're both just filler. Take the Trawler because it's closer to what we're doing right now. Dreadmask being closer to the Kozilek deck. Pick 11. Alright. Late Demon Fury. I'm happy to be in blue here. Demon Fury and Unfathomable Truths are both pretty great spells. We're happy to see those late. Yeah, I think I agree with that. We'll grab another Demon Inferior here. Very, very cheap tempo removal out of blue. Force your opponent to skip their next draw step to redraw the thing. Well, it is second from the top, so they have to skip their draw step 2 turns from now. Battle Wagon, pick 12. Well, this is the lane to be in. We're going to get pick 12 Battle Wagon. And now we could kind of just draft on rails, where because we've got the Battle Wagon and we know that it came to us pick 12, everyone saw it. Most people in the draft pod saw it twice. That's late enough that we can really just take everything that has the energy symbol on it and just make sure we're loaded up with energy for all those kind of payoffs. Alright, well, we're splashing Flage. This Flage is absurdly powerful. The escape cost is difficult to splash, needing double red for that. But you don't need to escape Flage until very late in the game, once you have 5 other cards in your graveyard. And just the 3 mana deal 3 gain 3 is already just solid. Yeah, no, Flage is just so powerful. We're definitely splashing in Flage. We are taking them over powerful cards like Static Prison here to keep the deck just reasonable and just pure 2 color, but Flage is so good. I'm taking Flage. I also might need some copies of Flage for Historic because I qualified for a Historic event. So, it's awkward. I think we just take Area Auxiliary here, right? Just the Great Flyer that puts a bunch of power on board. Hexcult Slith is considerably weaker, but you do want much more 2-drops on the curve. I can see a tiny argument towards that. I don't think we can take it over an Auxiliary, though. This thing is incredible. The amount of stats it puts on your board, most of which is in the sky, really beats down. It's a Conduit Goblin here. I mean, we have no double blue cards. Maybe we could be the Boros deck, splash the blue instead, if we're lucky. Because Conduit Goblin being another card that produces a lot of energy for us is pretty dang good. 2 energy. I mean, Serum Visionary is obviously the reasonable pick here. The gambly pick is hoping we can end up main Boros so that we can get to double red for Flage. High upside if we get there, being able to escape Flage consistently, but the downside is obviously if we don't get there, then we're going to have a lot of picks that are spent on cards that just end up in the sideboard, like Conduit Goblin. I don't know. Competitive season for this format is over, so it's Bloomborough time now. I'm just going to do nonsense. I'm going to just gamble so hard here and hope we end up in Boros. Perilous Landscape's very, very valuable for us, because either way, we're splashing one of these colors. Ironworks is like okay for Boros, but I think Emrakul's Messenger, Tune the Narrative are really good towards the blue-white. I suppose Inspired Inventor lets us hedge our bets a little bit. Slots into the main deck either way. Doesn't have to be a splash. White is the glue holding our 3 colors together. I'm just not brave enough for these These Conwood Goblin pivots. I think I just shouldn't have taken it here, because I just see this giant stack of blue, and I'm like, yeah, we just take Emrakul's Messenger, right? With this many blue cards? But then they pick 6 Conwood Goblin us. I don't know. It's main deck Inspired Inventor, or Splashed in Conductor or Goblin. Take a gobble. Gobbly goo. Mandibular Kite's perfect. Lets us curve out from turn 1. Get real aggressive here. See, this is how we play Boros in the main deck. We've got a Meteoric Mace and a Kozilek. See, look, we got plenty of red-white playables here. Those totally make the cut, right? Wrong landscape. Here's an energy card. But it's blue. You know what? I'm blue. Dabba dee dabba die. I am just sad that we don't get the super easy perfect red pivot here. We are splashing red. Alright, pick 9. Doopity doop. Second Aether Spike. Seem to be going late enough. I don't really want more than like 2. I'll grab an Inventor over that. More energy. Hex Gold Slith, pick 10. Let's go. Actual banger. Kozilek, get out of here. Meteoric Mace, get out of here. Conwood Goblins, get out of here. Deem Inferior, pick 11. Still no respect for the Deem. It is a deceptively good card. It looks so bad. But it never costs 4 mana. It's always 3 mana maximum. It's often a little bit less. If you're in blue-black, you can cast this for 1 kind of frequently. Okay, pack 3, pick 1, Hope Ender Quaddle. Or card that says energy on it. These are pretty medium cards that say energy on them, but they give us more energy, which is big. I think Hope Ender's good enough to take the non-energy card here. It is another high variance card. If you cast this without countering anything, it's pretty mediocre. It's just a 2/2 flyer. You can beat in with it. Like, it does things. It still attacks and blocks. It still plays fine. But it is really, really, really good if you get to counter something with it. There's a huge difference between the worst case scenario Hope Ender and the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, it's the most filler card in your deck. You're just playing a 2/2 flyer, no tax. Wow, this pack is bad. There's Breather Last, couple good green cards, and that's it. This is really bad. I really don't want to play Expel in this deck. I don't want to do the life gain removal. Got all this tempo removal already. Just go for the musical card here. Next one, unicorn. Red Hot Chili Peppers in here. Ooh, pack 3, pick 3, Philia? Either they haven't read the card, or the players on our right are not in whites. Either way, I'm cool with it. Philia is just an excellent, really flexible card. So she's a 2/2 flash for 2, and whenever she attacks, you get to exile a non-land permanent. At the beginning of the next end step, you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and if it was your own card, then you get a +1/+1 counter on Philia. So you can do Genku combos with her, having your cards leave the battlefield and getting tokens while you do that. You can just get enter the battlefield effects re-upped with cards like Riddlegate Gargoyle. You can get rid of your opponent's blockers for the turn. If they have tokens on board, you can permanently clear out their tokens. Philia is really, really, really good. And now we take a Scurry of Gremlins, which is another excellent splash to go with our Flage here. Just a big energy win condition. Get a couple Gremlins and just haste the whole board a couple times. Massive damage. Alright, another Perilous Landscape. Looks like a very, very high pick for the deck that has Flage and Scurry in the splash. So we take it over Electrozoa. Pick number 6 here, another Riddlegate Gargoyle. Very, very reasonable, pretty perfect. I've fallen really low on Emissary of Soulfire lately. I kind of just prefer the common Riddlegate Gargoyle, just getting hitting the ground running a little faster. I say hitting the ground running, but it's a flyer. Hitting the sky early? Is that a saying? I doubt it. I'll make it one. Let's do Mandibular Kite here to keep that curve a little lower. I could see Electrozoa just for more energy production, but I've got 4 3-drops, and all of them are playable enough to not get cut. I would rather like take Mandibular Kite and be able to cut this Wave Breaker pretty easily. Okay, pick 8, another Aether Spike. Razor Grash Ambush, also certainly an option. I'm missing out on my H's there. I will relearn the English language eventually. Here's Electrozoa. Pick 10 is a poo-poo. Hold down the Alt key and it looks like we're taking a Reform. Pick 11 Mandibular Kite. Let's go. Let's jump all the way up into the sky. This is 3 lands right now. It's 25 non-lands. Put a little more so I don't have to do as much deck building. I kind of want Dog Umbra here with just 1 Thraben Charm, 3 Deems. Well, do I? I think I'd like that more than a 6th 3-drop. Although we get it anyway. Let's go, Electrozoa. Hop on in, buddy. We're casting jellyfish. Okay, I am gonna have to do some deck building here because I didn't do it in time. Oh, this is a blue-red landscape, so we actually are really good on our mana base and all of our splashing here. All right, I don't think we played the 9-drop Kozilek with literal 0 ramp, sadly. Strong as it is. Set our splashes aside. 4 cuts for this deck. Deems are 3-drops. These are creatures, so we can do type creature or oracle text. A living weapon. I messed up. I messed up. Okay, type creature, type equipment. That'll be easier. Oh, it's because I didn't put the or. There we go. Or oracle text, living weapon. That works. Okay. Probably can get rid of the Nyxborn Unicorn. Most filler 2-drop. We've got 3 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3s is what we want here. Honestly, I think the Electrozoas are just better than the Inventor here because we're just always going to get the energy. So might as well get a flyer with the energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, there you go. Couple 4s and a Flage. Yeah, drop those 2. And this creature count is 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't count Flage, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we don't really want to cut more creatures. I mean, Scurry's kind of half of a creature. Flage is kind of half a creature. Battle Wagon's kind of half a creature. It's a little more closer to like 17. We did get that Dog Umber to add alongside the Thraben Charm, Spike, Demon Fear nonsense, so I think we can cut one of the Deems. Maybe could cut a land with the curve stopping at 4, but we've got great mana sinks at 5 mana. We want to dump all the mana into Genku +1/+1 counters. We do really want to hit 4 mana all the way up the curve. We're also playing 3 colors, so to have more sources of each color, having a full 17 is nice. I don't think I am cutting the 17th land. I could cut like one Electrozoa here, I think, and still be fine. Sure. Alright. Let's make sure the colors look pretty good. We definitely need 2 mountains so that I can actually escape Flage at some point. Because even if every landscape in the deck can crack for a mountain, if there's only 1 mountain to find, then that's never going to escape Flage. So, mandatory 2 mountains here. And then we have 14 white cards, 12 blue, so we pretty much want even numbers of blue and white. But if it's an odd number of lands, then we'll give white the benefit there. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9 white sources and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue. All right, well, it's perfectly even, and that is fine. We will call it a deck here and get into the gameplay. All right, well, we get to start game 1 against Numot the Nummy, which is stressful, because I don't think this deck is great, and this hand is certainly not excellent. So that's not good. This feels like a bad matchup. But we'll see. Numi's on green-red Eldrazi. Numi. Numot's on green-red Eldrazi here. The full 3-color. Void Pouncer, 3/1 body, sure. Charm that. They charm the propagator drone, right? Electrozoa to flash in. I'm in a rough spot here where I think I need to just trade the Germ into the Void Pouncer. And wait for red mana, really? Oh, I forgot to flash an Electrozoa. Oh my god, I clicked too fast. That's embarrassing. Should have absolutely played Electrozoa there. Start chipping in with that thing. I just clicked spacebar too many times. I get into the habit whenever I play and I start using spacebar to pass through the turn, I click it too much. So whenever I'm in like a competitive event, I need to really like not I need to never use spacebar if I'm in a competitive event, because that's how I end up skipping phases and stuff for like no value. Pretty bad. Alright, well, if Numot has like no interaction, I guess we can win in a couple turns, just sending all this flying damage in. That feels unlikely. Path of Annihilation. Alright, so Numot has infinite mana. And there's the card draw to find something. Use all that infinite mana on. Yeah, no, I think we might lose this game because I spacebarred through playing Electrozoa. Because if we had Electrozoa on board as well, Numot would already be at 11. And then that'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'd be lethal. Literally, we'd have lethal right now if I just cast my Electrozoa. Oh, that's bad. That's real embarrassing. But now Numot's got the opportunity to draw into like an Emrakul or something here. Spacebar, why have you cursed me so? Repurposer, sure. The infinite mana gets infiniter. Well, Demon Fury gets rid of some of it, but that feels worse than just playing another flyer to guarantee lethal. Because, like, sure, I can Demon Fury or Path of Annihilation here, but then, like, Numot still has 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 mana. That's, like, literally enough for anything. And we might get, like, Fireballed or something for 18. Wastegate Battle Mage, slow us down, yep. Exile the Kite, bounce a flyer. If that is the only piece of interaction, Electrozoa can still kill Numot. Well, luckily the Germ's still technically alive. There's a whale. Looks like the only piece of interaction. Alright, so we still win because Flyer's OP. Alright, well, missed lethal there bad. Numot would have died a turn earlier. But I just spacebarred too many times, but looks like Numot just did not hit what he needed there. I mean, having the counterspell for Spawn Gang was massive. That would have completely changed the game. Single Spawn Gang wins it. For sure. Clears out 3 of our flyers. Yeah. Numot just did not find the like gigantic thing to play off of the infinite mana that he had established there, so just lucky draws for us, really. Less that like we had a particularly lucky draw and Numot just had an unlucky one halfway through the deck. No real high mana value payoff there, so we'll take it. We start things off 1-0 through some bad misplays, some punts against one of the best drafters ever, so I'll take it. Wow, that's a mana base for a hand. I mean, we keep it. We keep it, but these Mandibular Kites are 2 drops with this hand, but that's okay. Wait, where did my mountains go? Oh, they're just not highlighted to this landscape. These are the ones that can grab mountains, which is why I played that one first. I got a little concerned there. I forgot to put mountains in here because we didn't see them game 1, and then when I searched my library, I didn't see them. No, there's 2 mountains in here. Ah, we had basics. This hand would be nuts. We would have went Kite and a Gargoyle on the curve here. Awkward. Let's get some F6 value. Yeah, we've got 2 mounts in here. All right. Good. Mirror match? Could be. They could also just be 2 of the 3 landscape colors. Boom, 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 boom. Am I really putting a shield counter on a germ? No, we just put it on the Rhino itself, right? Again, if I just had all colored sources here, I'd go Gargoyle Kite right now. I think Rhino's probably better. Put a shield counter on my land. Pretty sure the only piece of land destruction in this format exiles the land. There's absolutely no value to putting a shield counter on a land. It is the full mirror match, blue, white, and red from our opponent. Detective's Phoenix. Just hold that thing back. Nope. Jam for 2. Fair enough. There we go. It's a pretty good draw. Now I can Gargoyle... I can't Gargoyle and Kite. It needs to be plains to Gargoyle and Kite. Never mind. This draw sucks. I could play a Battle Wagon, or I can Kite Demon Inferior. I want to use the most of my mana here. I could also just Gargoyle and start lifelinking the Rhino in to make it impossible to race, but plenty of life for now. I like Kite Demon Inferior. Phoenix is a pretty bad draw 2 turns from now. It kind of just deals with it. They're down to 12. Taking our on-the-play tempo advantage and rolling with it here. Charge Bug. That can trump the Rhino and kill the shield counter. Then we've got a Dog Umbra back up. Looks nice. Oh. Well, shoot. Goodbye, Rhino. Dog Umbra gets around shield counters. Play one of these 2 spells, or I can play Battle Wagon. Gotta be Battle Wagon, right? Not the most aggressive play, but we can get 2 energy from that and then 3 from Gargoyle, so I can just attack with the next turn. Ral in the Implicit Maze is gross here. Yeah. Kill all of our board. Still jammed for 5. Oh, my shield counter. Yeah, we still jam for 5, put them to 5. That's going to be big. Hope-Ender? If I want to hold that up, then I am not jamming for 5 this turn. These landscapes have been really, really bad for this hand. Not being able to like Gargoyle and Umbra and stuff like that. I guess Battle Wagon does attrition out a lot of value, and we have 2 instants here, so even if they don't run into the Quaddle, we can dog Umbra. Or, I mean, just flashing in a flyer when they're at 10 isn't bad. Two mana up. Be a Dog Umbra or a Thraben Charm. If we're lucky, those would be what we could counter with Hope Ender, but if it's like a Galvanic Discharge or something, I couldn't counter that anyway. And if I don't play Quaddle, I'm just trying to play it at a later time. It's really hard to hold it up here, the way our hand looks right now. Think I gotta just no value run it out here for damage. And I need another white source, so if I top deck a red card, it's gonna be real bad. I need to cast both these. Alright, gross. That would have just demolished us no matter what. If I kept holding up Quaddle, Discharge wouldn't run into it, and if I played it, then Discharge kills it. So, I mean, that's just damned if we do, damned if we don't. Nothing we can do about the Discharge. The best spell for them to have there. Okay. Alright, I don't have to actually pay energy into the Battle Wagon here. I can crew it with the Rhino and a Summoning Sick creature. 14 life. 14 life we can afford to not hold up Dog Umbra for sure. Nine energy? Sure, let's gain 5. Super win the race. Alright. 19 to 5. They do have 3 blockers now, 3 more spells in hand still. Area Auxiliary is an excellent one. They attack too hard though, like we can crew a Battle Wagon and put a kite on it. It's gonna fall off in the end step, but still. If I had 6 mana, being able to Dog Umbra and then also kite up a Battle Wagon would be lethal if they attack too hard. Yeah, they're just gonna not attack at all. That is very fair. Hello, friend. Hello. Yeah, you are pretty incredible, aren't you? I put a counter on my Battle Wagon here? How does a 6/7 die? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could block with these 3. And I'd only kill 2 of them, or they block with these 2. That wouldn't kill it. Yeah, I kill 2 of their creatures no matter what. How does a 5/6 die? They block with 2 3/3s. I only kill 1. 6/7 is reasonably better. They have Discharge. 1 red mana spell here. I mean, that's rough, but I don't really think there's anything I can do to play around that. I could hold up a Dog Umbra and cast absolutely nothing, in which case I'm just already have bad attacks anyway. Yeah, no, they're just gonna discharge Battle Wagon when I auxiliary. Oh, and I still have to put the counter on it, I think. Because even if I choose to put the counter somewhere else, when I declare the attack with Battle Wagon, they just discharge it. Don't even lose a creature. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe they're full control mode. I feel like they could have discharged Battle Wagon there without spending any creatures. But I guess they can get a little fancy here where they can discharge ++1/+1 counter off Spellgorge or weird. So they can like kill a flyer with discharge, make the weird a 3/3 and go for a multi-block or something. I don't know. Like 4 energy is the most I would need. Yeah, let's no at 19. Let's not. Let's save this energy for a rainy day. Yeah, sure. I mean, so I'm killing a creature and a discharge here? For a creature and a creature? Oh, it's Ghost Fire Slice. It's like functionally the same. That explains not using it there earlier. Oh boy, another auxiliary? That's the dream. I would love double auxiliary in this deck. You are fashionably late. Got no attacks because of the double auxiliary. Super gross. And I could Dog Umber their 4/4. And I have attacks, but they have the evidence for this Phoenix. So trading one of these off into Phoenix is really bad. Oh. So I have to like Dog Umbra a Phoenix and then Mandibular Kite up a Hexgold Slith. That's still not enough power. I think that matters enough to counter. It's close. You know, I guess I have to like Dog Umber the Phoenix and then put a Kite on my auxiliary so my auxiliary trades for theirs, that kind of thing. It's not great. Could like double block and Dog Umber here, but then I don't have the Umber to break through this. And they're at 5. I guess if they bestow, that is casting it. Counter unless they pay 5. Got enough energy to do that. Three flying attackers. I get for I hit them for 3 guaranteed. They go to 2. I can life gain for 3 and be at 15. Kill 2 flyers. 15 life. They have Charge Bug, Conduit Goblin. They don't kill me on the crackback. I think we actually might be just going for it here. Oh wait, I want to have Aether Spike up. If I kite up the Hexgold Slith here. Genku kind of completely changes this game. Feels safer to try to set up Genku nonsense than it does to try to go for immediately breaking through here now. Okay, so if I go for immediately breaking through, I'm going Kite on Hexgold Slith, attack with all 3, life gain 3, I'm at 15, they have to block 2 of them, so they have to lose both of their flyers. So they're at 2 life, I'm at 15. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Collect Evidence because I can't counter it. So 6, 7, 8 from Charge Bug, 9 from Conduit Goblin. They have 9 out of 15. They'd have to draw a 6-power creature to kill me. Never mind. I'm just doing it. They don't draw a 6-power creature, then they have to just Detective's Phoenix on blocks. Just bestow flying to one of their creatures and pass, so they have a flying blocker up. And now they're dead to a lot of stuff. Any creature with a kite getting through. Any removal off the top. Flage if I hit my red sources. So again, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power on board. 8, 9 from Phoenix, and they can haste anything they play. Oh, Jesus. Really is the mirror match. Their own Genku. Yeah, this is not lethal. They have to Phoenix on blocks and send in Goblin Charge Bug here. If I hit any removal, they're dead. The Demon Inferior, Thraben Charm, anything like that. Now Flage also kills them. They don't attack at all. I'm actually really, really happy with that. Because the Conduit Goblin Charge Bug attacks were pretty free. Since ground troops aren't helping them at all right now. Alright, Genku v Genku. We'll see if we can top deck a Flage. It's pretty much where we're at. I mean, I guess if they don't have interaction, we just put a kite on Genku and it's GG. That's 2 flyers versus 1 flying blocker. Well, there's the flying blocker. They probably don't attack now, because now I actually do have a considerable block with a 2/5 body. Charge Bug could still send in, because they trade into Auxiliary and then Genku would give them a token. But our Genku would give us a token too. It'd be pretty fair trade. Okay, that is pretty bold. Two vigilance, 1/2 flyer, 1/1 lifelink. 6 damage. I can double block, lose my flyer to get a 1/2 flyer, but then they also get a 3rd blocker up because their Genku triggers as well. Can we take it? That is some flood. Guess I get to hold up an Aether Spike here. We might just be dead though. Again, lots of ways to have hit lethal here, but we're not finding them. And we might be dead on this attack. Probably not, because they can only menace 1 card. But it is going to be really, really bad for us with Genku's +1/+1 counter on everybody. It's really close to lethal at best. Alright, that probably means they did the math and it's lethal. Yeah, menace there. Gross. Alright. Tons of ways we could have hit lethal, but we didn't find them, and we're dead for it. Double block and take lethal. I can block there, take lethal. Alright. Ripperoni. Alright, here we are for game number 3. This is our best hand we've drawn so far, by quite a bit. Yeah, last game we stumbled a lot in the early game with just drawing like every landscape in the deck. Really slowed us down. Pretty wild. And against green-white modified nonsense here, they're buffing up the unicorn so they can use the unicorn to buff the inventor with its mentor ability. So we'd like to Thraben Charm it, but again, the landscapes are rough here. Actually, it's not super the landscape's fault this time, because this landscape we would have been playing an island or a mountain, so we're just stuck off of white either way. Yeah, much as I would love to Thraben Charm and play a kite, it's not a thing that's an option here, so better to play a Thraben Charm, crack a landscape, or play an island, crack a demon inferior. Probably better to get the landscape cracked right now. I guess I could have done this during my turn to play around the hexproof trick, because it would be hexproof plus blow up Riddlegate Gargoyle. I mean, if they have that, we do really lose. Okay, thank goodness. Yeah, I should have just done that during my turn, because there is that collective defiance thing that you can, like, give something hexproof till end of turn, and you can destroy an artifact or enchantment. They could have done the double up, and it would have been really gross. Okay, Jolted Awake on Unicorn is really not that bad, because it's just a 2-2 body now. So it doesn't work how they want it to anyway. And I guess if I really care, because I only have enough white mana for one kite, I can just kite plus Demon Inferior. We are losing the race right now, but I feel like the odds of hitting a better Demon Inferior target are pretty massive. It is now a better Demon Inferior target. Get rid of all the counters on it. Electrozoa. I remain 1 mana off from my hopes and dreams. I think I need to gain a little bit of life here. I'm getting sketched out. Don't do it to me. Okay. You can do that. It's fine. Ooh, is it that into removal? Double main deck Foul Strike? That's a way to get got, for sure. Yeah. Alright. Guess we get got. They do only have 1 3/3 on board after this Dean. Our unicorn's on the bottom. Oops. Miss land for turn. I didn't even click spacebar that game. I manually clicked. Like, nah. I don't want to play a land this turn. Lands are for cowards. Ooh. That's a huge one. That's absolutely incredible. I can move a mandibular kite to Philia anyway, so like if I'm just gonna move a kite to Philia, I feel like we are very free to chump block since the germ dies when I move the kite regardless. Might be like extra safe, but I am at 5 life. Actually, would we have had lethal if I didn't do this? Oh god. Yeah, Spring Heart and Antuco's a Mega Bomb. They play any land, they get another Inventor, which means they get a 2/2 and a 1/1 at worst. That is filthy. Okay, well, I don't think I would have had lethal no matter what if that's the play. I mean, I guess they still don't have any flying, so I would have hit them down to 8, and then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flying power. Oh my god, did I miss lethal? They're at 8 life, 1 damage, 2 damage, 3, 4, 5 damage. Philia with a +1/+1 mandibular kite is 6, 7, 8. We straight up miss lethal. That's quite bad. That is quite bad, isn't it? Okay, well, at this rate, with the missed lethal, is it worth trading Electrozoa and a germ into the Inventor? To get that Springheart and Antuco to fall off? Maybe, and then when we attack with Philia, we get to start exiling tokens one by one, which is gross. Yeah, we can play a long game here at this point. I think if I had lethal on board, obviously I would go for that, but because I missed it, we go for a little bit of a longer game, shredding through their tokens. They have 2 power on the crackback. They have a mana off from the Dog Umbra. I guess I can attack with Philia, hold up the Dog Umbra as the trick, just exile the 2/2, they could double block, and then I could Dog Umbra, so they still don't have good blocks even if I don't put Kite on Philia. I mean, I'm not gonna Dog Umbra Springheart and Antuco though, because its ability is what's good. It would be safer against auras and equipment and stuff. If they have a combat trick to kill me, that's gonna kill me regardless though. I could flicker my Mandibular Kite to have another blocker up. It's pretty cute. But then they have another attacker, so all in all, not the greatest. I feel like Philia is so busted here. She's strong enough to win a really long game, so I am going to play it like super safe. Hold up a blocker and a Dog Umbra. I mean, Philia is like the perfect answer to a card like Springheart and Antuco. Alright, we might actually be putting a dog armor on Tuco. Which makes holding up the dog armor to play around auras and equipment seem not that bad, because they played an aura and or equipment. Block that to not die to some random combat trick, because they're main decking like Foul Strike +2/+2 tricks. And feel like we are pretty locked in now. Send it with everybody, get another blocker up. I guess because this is a sorcery, might as well have put the kite on Philia. Whichever one we weren't flickering. Alright. Very sloppy again, but good enough. Philia takes us to victory, and we are 2-1 heading into game 4. Alright, well, we need white sources. But any land gives us the Quaddle and Demon Inferior. I'm a gambling man today. The greed is going off the charts with this keep. But it is the 2 strongest cards in our deck. 2 of the strongest cards in the set. So we are going to hope that we can draw a land. And if we do, we're golden. Whenever we hit a white source, we're doing incredibly well. An aggressive start from our opponent with Charge Bug, and that is 2 for 2 on failures to win that coin flip. Three tails in a row. Sometimes that is all you need to lose a game of Magic, but we'll see. We ditch. Battle Wagon is the slowest high mana value card in the hand. Alright, yeah. Missing land drops into 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, with the 4-drop being the most aggressive 4-drop in the format, the Area Auxiliary. We can move on to game 5. Yeah. Alright. I mean, 4 for 4. Could have taken a mulligan, been on a 6-card hand against a Great Curve. Definitely would have been a game that we could have played out at that point, but still certainly would have been behind. Alright, here we are for game 5. Auxiliary is actually terrible in this hand. Auxiliary with no other creatures is one of the biggest feel-bads in the whole format. Devastating. Still think the #1 feel bad that I've ever had in the format was Raven Charm when you're trying to victimize. Like, it's just so gross. Like, why'd they have to make the Graveyard Hate so main deckable? They lived in fear of Reanimator decks. Cartographer has arrived. Excellent value, even if I Dog Umber it. It's a horrible card to Dog Umber it because its powers and its abilities. There's a Philia. Can Philia and hold up Dog Umber still? Actually, try to have some creatures on board before I cast Auxiliary at that point. Guess that's where I'm at. It's weird, it's awkward. It's that or just like cast a Battle Wagon, I guess. I don't think we deem the Cartographer. I mean, that would be fine. They'd still have gotten 2 energy out of it no matter what, because they cracked the landscape in response. Emissary of Soulfire. Well, that's another terrible target for Dog Umbra. Dog Umbra looking mega bad in this matchup. I probably still do Umbra the Emissary. And dibbity-doo. That is an excellent target for Philia. Yeah, so we dog armor the emissary so that Philia can still attack in without dying here. We need to dog armor one of these two. And Cartographer has the better non-combat abilities. I guess Philia could attack without dying with an auxiliary as the play here. You know what, just to disrespect our opponent, I should have put the +1/+1 counter on the germ. That would have been so rude. Yeah, you know what, Bob? Your germ can have a +1 counter. I'll do that in the future if it happens again. Well, it won't. We only have one auxiliary, sadly. Cartographer card draw is popping off. Solar Transformer, 3 mana up. Just holding up an Aether Spike, I guess. Okay. 2 can play at that game. I don't even think we use this ability right now. Yeah, all their ETBs are beneficial, and I don't want to look our auxiliary. Oh, it is just holding up removal. I don't get to play another spell if I do this, but Philia is just a great card. They're down to 8. It is not looking great not having deemed the Cartographer, but that also would have meant no Philia out right now, because it was the turn that we played Philia, right? As far as I remember. Oh. Alright. Next draft. This card is filthy. You exile your opponent's best permanent, and then you can just cast it against them. You can use colorless mana as though it's mana of any color, but because they're on the same colors as us, it doesn't matter. They can just cast their Philia. That's just... This thing is incredible. I'm surprised we've only ran up against it, like, once? I've seen people get destroyed by it before, but I think this is my first time really getting hit by it, but it's incredible here. They're still at 8, so... We could always maybe, like, cheese lethal. Gotta deem the gargoyles so they don't get any lifelink here. Yeah, it feels really unlikely, but play it out another couple turns just in case they draw like stone cold nothing here. Feels very, very unlikely. Oh yeah, they can just tune right back into the gargoyle. That is definitely not nothing. Also, they're on natural 4 color Swamp Mountain here. Well, not natural. One of those was from the landscape, I think. Scurry as well with all that energy. Yeah. It's over. In fact, I think that's already lethal. The triple buff. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or, I don't know, math is for them. They're attacking right now. Okay, even if it's not lethal, they just get the gargoyle lifelink it up. 7 to 9, wide board. They've got Scurry, so any creatures they play next turn have haste, which includes Philia. They can haste out of Philia and get rid of any blocker. There's no play that gets anywhere close to surviving next turn. So that is going to end the draft. 2-3. One of our worst records in a while, but that's fine. I played pretty sloppy. Didn't draft the greatest either, but I'm cool with it. Just kind of sending off Modern Horizons 3 here. getting a little sloppy with it. This is a Bloomborough waiting room now. The flashback drafts have been fun. We've been doing pretty great in those, but getting a little bored, a little tired of the Modern Horizons. But I do have to record some relevant drafts for when I'm moving this week, because I'm not going to have time to record any Wilds of Eldraine, which is the flashback draft series going on when you're watching this video. Because while you're watching this video, I'm moving house. Well, moving apartments, but still. Anyways, I don't think this deck was that bad. I think probably if I just played better, we could turn this record into like a 4-3 maybe. With the games we played. At least one of those losses had to be winnable with perfect lines, probably. But it's not a great deck or anything. I think it is probably like a 4-3 on average. It looks like a pretty fun, pretty cool deck, though. I mean, we got to play Philia stuff, but we didn't really get to play around Flage or Scurry, which are some of our other fun things. Genku as well showed up a little too late to matter much. But these cards are, like, theoretically pretty fun, even if we never played them. We did get to play Philia, which was great. Yeah, there's a lot of bomb power here. We do a rough mana base to get there. But I think it's worth it when your bombs are this powerful. Yeah. Not a terrible deck, not a great deck. Certainly just a lot of user error on this one. I am fine with it. 2-3, it'll be. But that's going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.